not making any cuts throughout this video as I eat my donut because I need you all to feel the annoyance, the frustration, and the iconic aura of my donut, okay? So I'm in the car diffusing right now because I was just triggered a while ago in Home Goods. How could I be triggered in Home Goods? Home Goods is a place of peace. That's what I thought. You know, I also thought, well, it's getting hot here. It's a heat wave. We're probably gonna get a hurricane soon. I don't even have an emergency kit. Like, I have an emergency wig, but I don't have an emergency kit. I don't have batteries. I don't have a flashlight. I don't care. I just live off vibes, and I just somehow get by every day. So I'm like, you know, it's getting hot. People are getting stressed about hurricane season. The men are menning. They're just being aggressive out and about. Hey, sexy. Hey, sexy, can I? I'm like, ew, no. I have a man. Like, get away. Even if I didn't have a man, I don't want a man who's yelling at me in the street. Like, you're just, how many other girls did you do that to today? So anyway, the video's not about catcallers. It's actually about a different perpetrator in Miami. Someone who I wasn't expecting. The scammer grandma. Hear me out. Miami is known for various types of scams. You know, there's the gym bro, there's the OnlyFans girl. So anyway, the point is that I wanted to escape scammer Miami for a minute. Because I live a pretty peaceful version of Miami, but I really wanted to just get out without driving up north. So I thought, just go to suburbia. I have no business in suburbia. There's nothing to do there except live. You know, you have kids, whatever. So I go to Home Goods in suburbia. And I thought, why not? It's peaceful. I'm in line, and it's a long line. And I feel someone coming up on me. And I'm like, could that be a small child? Because why else are you up on me? Like, you're literally on my bum. I turn around. It's a little grandma. I'm like, oh, hey, abuela. She goes, oh yeah. She's literally like on me. Like, skin to skin contact is so nasty. I'm sorry. Like, there are things I hate in this world. I hate saliva. I think it's disgusting. French kissing is so nasty to me. Like, jail. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's weird. That's nasty. Putting my bare thighs on the subway along other people's sweat. It's all related to like skin touching, and I don't know. I can't. So one thing that I don't like, well, who would like this? Who's like, yeah, I want a bare person's sweaty skin on my skin. Like, disgusting. So this lady's just up on me. I don't care if she's a grandma. Equal opportunity. E for everybody. Like, why are you on me? So I just give her a look like, you're too close. And she just looks at me and she goes, voila. And then she gets closer. I'm like, why are you getting closer to me? So I think she's pretending she doesn't speak English, because many people here don't speak English. But she knew I was like, bro, like, going like that. So anyway, she goes, that's so pretty that you have there. And now she's leaning on me like, that's so pretty. And I'm like, thanks. On behalf of the designer. Thank you, Cynthia Rowley or somebody. Who I just realized is that influencer's mom or aunt or somebody. I met her at a lunch thing, Kit Keenan. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, I don't know, random fact. I just realized that Cynthia Rowley is related to one of the influencers in New York City. Can you get me something for free? Anyway, so this lady's just up on me like, oh, that's so pretty. I'm like, thanks. Why are you so close to me? So I'm like, I need a little bit of space. She goes, she's just on me. So then I just keep moving away. Like, at this point, if you're not understanding the body language, you're just playing dumb. So I'm just moving away from her. She's getting closer. So finally, I realize, wait a second. I think I know what she's doing. She's not just, you know, getting close to me for no reason. She's trying to cut me. Because I'm like, where did she come from? I actually watched her. I totally forgot about this. She was at the back of the line. She's like, I just need something. I just need something from the front. They said they have wallets up here. And they do. They have wallets. You know when you're inching through Home Goods or TJ Maxx and they have stuff on the side so you get close to register? So she's pretending like she just wants something up there to go to the back of the line. She cut the whole line. And of course, she got to me. Of course she did. Because I'm telling you right now. God keeps picking me for these people. I'm so sick of it. Like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't volunteer. I'm not one of his strongest soldiers. But unfortunately, I'm one of the most patient ones, which is why I am unfortunately great with annoying people and rancid, misbehaved children. Whenever people give me their kids, they just calm down. And I'm like, I'm glad that I'm a calming person, but like, what about me? I gotta put me first, Lucius. Like, it's a great day. I'm feeling cute. I have this tennis dress on. You know, I did a little silk polyester press, whatever. You know, I did a roller set. I got my Carrie Hilson bang. You fly as hell, swagger right, brown skin, papa, you know just how I like it, you know just how I like it, you turn out. Don't ruin my vibe. But someone did. Well, they didn't ruin it. because I'm in therapy. You already know what's happening. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Does God keep picking you to be an example, to set the example for other people? Unfortunately, you can't actually just reject God's call. If he wants you to help somebody else, or if he wants you to be at a certain place at a certain time, that's just what you're supposed to do, right? But there's a way to go about it so that you don't end up becoming an angry hermit, all right? Go to therapy, get a Publix donut, get a side bang. I addressed my people-pleasing tendencies of the past in therapy, and now I am no longer a people pleaser, which is why I decided to fight a grandma in Home Goods and Kendall just 30 minutes ago. And I'm very proud of that, because the old me would let other people walk over me because I was too shy to say anything, because I was too afraid of hurting people's feelings, which the therapist I've been going to, I won't say her info, gotta HIPAA that, what is it? Not HIPAA, somebody, is it, what's the acronym? Whatever. There's one where you're not supposed to say medical information. Whatever. Let's just call her Cheryl. Cheryl, my therapist that I've been talking to here, says, actually, this is one of those things that happen when you're a child of a narcissist. I'm like, BetterHelp is the sponsor of this video. Thank you for this ongoing partnership, because my demographic is mostly 25 to 35-year-old women who are going through it. BetterHelp connects you to a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. You know, you can only go on Reddit so many times. Go to my link, betterhelp.com/stamps, and it will take you to the site where you just answer a few questions, and then BetterHelp will match you with that licensed therapist who will start you on your therapy journey. My channel is relatable because I'm kind of taking that pen out of everybody else's hand and just rewriting the script of my life. Literally, new channel. I said new year, no weave, new me, you know? But my channel is not a surrogate for real therapy. But you should keep watching, because I'm going through it too, just like you guys, you know? I decided to take life into my own hands and not let other people decide how I'm supposed to act or sound or be or vote or whatever because of the way I look, the color of my skin, because of my, you know, gender. With the therapist, usually within 48 hours. And that means you can get started quickly, right? You just need help. You need someone to talk to, right? From the comfort of your home, comfortably. You don't have to go out to some cold room. Anyway, use my link. Remember, you guys get a special discount when you use it. Let's continue the story, but I need to move because it's kind of hot right here. We're back home now, and I need to get into this setup with you all, this lovely mic setup. But first, let's finish the story about Home Goods lady who's trying to scam me. She wasn't trying to scam me. I just call everybody a scammer because they're all in the same category. But she was trying to cut me after cutting the whole line. And yes, I think that is a scam. That's probably I think that's a hate crime in my book, because how dare you? You know, how dare you when I had my swoop-de-doop, and, you know, it was a great day. It's whatever. So I'm in line and she's just getting closer to me. And as I said, I'm like, you need to back up. And she's just looking at me like this. And I knew she understood what I was saying. And then she starts speaking English. I'm like, oh, so you do speak English. She just didn't want to back up. She's like, I came here just for one thing. And I'm like, aw. Like, I don't care. You know, I have 5 things. Why do you need to cut everybody because you have one thing? By the way, when I say grandma, I just mean someone who's like in her 50s. It's not the same as the rest of us. Like most of our parents, like, I mean, not most, but like most of my friends' parents, whatever, people from New York City or LA, they waited to the last egg to have the kid. Like my mom waited to the last egg. That's why I'm a little weird. She had me at 38. So yeah, when I say grandma, I'm not talking about like a grandma who's like 80. So you're probably like, okay, that's messed up. If a nice grandma, let's get into this. Take your notes. If a nice grandma who was legitimately a grandma, like elderly, wanted to cut the line and had one thing, and she was, it's a smiley face, nice and not expecting it, I would have been like, please go ahead of me. I do that all the time at the market because I'm always buying like loads of stuff. But because she cut the whole line, canoodled her way to the front and expected, and it was up in my space trying to like do something. No. All right. She's like 50. I'm like, okay, you're grandma, but like you're not a grandma. So I should have actually titled this video like Florida man storytime, auntie trying to cut me. Like, you can stand, I can stand, you're good, and you're rude. So anyway, she's holding this little swimsuit. She's like, I just came for one thing. I'm like, trying to avoid eye contact. She keeps trying to look at me like, so anyway, she's like, yeah, it's just this line is so long. I'm like, I know, I've been waiting here for a while too. She's like, yeah, hand on the hip. And she's just, again, like, now we're parallel to each other. Like, our shoulders are aligned. This line, as you know, is narrow. So she's just trying to get around me. She goes, oh, what's that up there? I said, I don't know. You'll see it when you get up there. So then she's like, oh. And then she's like, do you mind if I said, what? Cut me? No, ma'am. I've been here for a while. And man, I told you, she was mad. She was big mad. She's like, but I just came for one thing. I'm like, okay. And the lady in front of me was like this. Because she knew. By the way, again, this is not a sweet old grandma like an elderly lady. This is just a woman who's just entitled. And then she started being all snippy. She's like, wow, people are so rude these days. Nobody would let me go to the front. They weren't playing it. And I think because, like, I don't know, they're used to this behavior here. They knew. Like, everybody else in the line knew. Everybody else just could sniff it out. They're like, yeah, that's my auntie acting up over there. So anyway, that was the story. She didn't get to cut me. And she was trying to, I remember, she was trying to butter me up. She's like, yeah, you remind me of my niece. She's so smart. Like, how do you know that I'm smart? I'm just standing here in line. She was lying. Let's get into this mic setup. I'm getting tired. I had to record this 3 times because cars are so loud. Yes, this is a crisp, clear mic. It is crisp like Evian water. But until I go record in the bathroom or somewhere quieter, maybe in one of the common areas in this building, you will hear a honk. You will hear a scream, maybe. You will hear people yelling at each other. You will possibly hear this annoying car sound that's like, I don't know what type of car that is. It's really annoying. It goes off all the time. This is Miami. I'm sorry. This is Miami. You're probably wondering, well, if it's so loud and rancid and so off-brand, why Miami? This is not my, Christian-friendly, pro friends and family, pro-God channel. So I'm not going to expand on this too much. But I'm just going to leave this here. Despite my brand clearly being Ralph Lauren in Tokyo, very Nana anime vibes. God told me my husband was here, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And I'm not joking. He showed me through so many signs. Believe it or not, your husband's here. And it makes sense. I want the kind of guy who has the ambition, who has the resume of, an absolute alpha male in Manhattan, like what I'm used to dating. But he needs to be awakened from this so-called matrix we always joke about, but it's not really a joke anymore, you know what I mean? And again, I feel like it's harder it's just harder dating today in general. But when you get more specific, like for example, some people are like, oh, I'll only date someone who's the same race or speaks the same language or has the same beliefs or values. Your options become more narrow. And in my case, I obviously would have a huge problem dating somebody who wants to be a princess, wants to compete with women. There's the sounds again, I'm sorry. My man is a rare type, but it's actually not that rare. There's a lot of them here in Florida. There's a lot in Tampa. There's a lot in Fort Lauderdale. The kind of guys who have it all, they have everything on paper, but they decided, either their sanity is more important, their soul is more important. So we kind of gave up a little bit, but we're still successful. Does that make sense? Like, you're either in the rat race, or this is just my experience. For example, meeting people and dating, you're either completely in the rat race, 100%. You don't have time to do anything. You're miserable, but you make a lot of money. Or in my case, you're a YouTuber in the past, making tons of money. It's your whole identity. You idolize it. That's all you care about. Or you're on the flip side, totally unambitious, just vibing, collecting debt. There seems to be like no in between. And he's that guy where he's like, I am not my job. It pays him very well. And he's very talented. He's very skilled. He's in STEM. But it's not his whole identity. I actually like that. Oh, sorry. Here I go again, talking about my man. I'll change the subject in a second. But really though, like, he is one of the few people I've met in years who could easily brag and be like, I did this, I do this, I make this much. But he doesn't, because he's like, my job is not my life, which is why I'm clearly slowly inching away from this main channel here. I post on Senpai Stamps more, because I love it. It's fun, it's light, it's easy. It feels like, whatever that noise is, it's just easy. Money is not an issue. It's not. God literally told me that as well. God told me, you have to move on. So many content creators will try to hang on to their 5 minutes of fame from 2014. They replicate the same content. They quite literally don't grow up. I'm not naming names, but I know a few who just keep trying to stay in this almost childlike state. And I get it, because it's hard, because people are like, you changed. But I'm like, you're supposed to. But instead of me just showing the evolution on this channel, because I'm going for a very specific niche. The majority of people don't think the way that I do online. They do in real life. Because so many subscribers, new people, keep coming up to us on the street. We parents, mom and daughter duos, best friends together. People are always out and they're like, we love your second channel. Everything you say, they're like, especially that video when you're talking about things that piss you off about the Black community. They're like, everything you said is correct. We just can't say it because we have jobs, we have work. So sane people just aren't chronically online getting mad at every little thing. They agree. They just can't agree, you can't speak up about stuff. So thank you for one of those people, by the way. But that's kind of why this came into play. So we were talking about this. I said, I can't relate to the masses anymore, nor do I want to be honest. I don't need, $500,000 a year. I need to generate a certain amount to afford tiramisu or whatever. Just fun money. Fun, house life spending money to just save and save and save. And buy property, I just think there's so many ways to live this life. And this is the incredible thing about social media. You can do it however you want. You can be full-time, you can be part-time. You can diversify your income, which is what I'm doing here. But it's not about money at first. We're just posting just to post. I'm just really happy because Mr. Kelly Stamps, again, is excited to help my business while staying out of women's business. He understands the assignment. He's like, I'll help you out. He bought this for me. He will invest whatever he wants into my hobbies or whatever, because it means that I'm not going to be staring at home like that, bored all day. You need something to do. I just think single or not single, it's just so important to just have a passion project. So yeah, podcast coming soon, finally. I just had to find my audience. I had to find my own niche. Words of advice again. If you catch yourself going viral for a certain topic that you just don't want to talk about forever, you need to stop posting it. I did it. I repeated it because I wanted to keep talking about it. And then I had nothing else to say. And then it messes up your algorithm. It's so much better. You can look at my new channel or just any smaller channel, for example. It's so much better to have a smaller channel, less subscribers, high engagement. In terms of money making too, that looks better. I didn't start my second channel for money at all. I started it because I feel this negativity from I don't know, the opposition on the main one. Not anymore, but like I said before, I'm I can't relate. I'm sorry. I want people who I would hang out with in real life. People who will tune in and listen when they're going to work. People who have jobs. People who are busy. People who are married. We were talking about this again, then I'll stop the video here, but the kind of audience that I want, there are women who are in similar situations. You have your own thing going for you. It's not aspirational, it's more relatable because you also are working on your own thing. You have your own coin, you're doing it or you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're just being a, badass mom. Maybe you're being the coolest wife, or you're single, but you just relate to me because you don't hate men while you're single. You're just, maybe you're boss babing because it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? You're just doing it because you have to, literally survive. But you also want to be like me. You want to prioritize family, and you don't want to hand your kids off to a daycare where they'll do who knows what to your kid, You don't want to spend that unnecessary money. You want to prioritize being healthy, wealthy, and stealthy.
and, everything else that I said. Just reality back in 2000s when this was normal, early 2000s. Okay, goodbye. I have to go. My throat's getting sore. I want to go get sushi. Bye. Stay tuned for the podcast. Go follow Senpai Stamps on YouTube. And I'm on TikTok as well. So I'm doing TikTok, no Instagram. Sorry, I keep deleting it. I'm like, I can't deal with this. TikTok, YouTube, Senpai Stamps. And there will be a podcast soon. No Instagram. I'm just not into taking photos. I'm not the engagement. It's just like, I can't.